Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Charles and this is episode 39 of our mission to Mars. Just wanted to give you a little update here. As you may have remembered in the last episode on our sunflowers, at the time when we left, we had harvested all those fields, put all of the sunflowers in here, and we had about a little less than 17,000 liters left to go to reach our goal. If you look down there now, we have a little bit less than 12,000. As I started to mention toward the end of the last episode, but didn't quite fit in there, we also have a little bit more oat because our greenhouses inside the pig dome in here, those crates, those pallets and everything were stacked up there, and now I've kind of gotten them out a little bit. There's a cotton one there, but it's over at this right here. There's a canola and there is sunflower. Well, the sunflowers and the oats that are made at two of the other greenhouses over there, the sunflowers and the oats are not required for the pig food in the mixer. So when I came to clear all of these, there were 5 sunflowers and they're 1,000 liters each, so that added another 5,000 liters to our sunflowers. And so, I mean, basically for the amount that we have left, I could just harvest everything we've got left and just sell it, and just wait on these pallets here to spawn from this greenhouse, and eventually it'll give us 12 of those and we'd be able to finish out all of everything that we need for that. But I'm a little more anxious to get some of our goals completed. So here is our lizard reaper harvester that's been left over here from the last time. I've gotten the other one moved, and I'll go ahead and give that a wash. And this one we are going to take over. Actually, let me take it over here first, because it looks like I'm getting low on fuel. I don't think it's enough that I would run out, but I have to do this when I notice it and when I'm thinking about it, or I will forget. We have a handy fuel point on this side, so let's see. There we go. Now we're in range of it. Probably won't be cheap to fill up the tank on something like this, but we'll see. In the scheme of things, of how much money it's given us back and everything, then and how much it's going to help get us toward our goal, a small price to pay, I guess. Yeah, $1,496 to fill that, so we'll run over and get the header to put back on this. What I am going to do with this harvester, we know for a fact that we are going to finish out our sunflowers today. So the one that and it's going to kind of depend on some of the future of what I plant in some of the fields that we empty today. What they get replanted in is, I don't know how much more we're going to need for corn until after these 2 cornfields here to the right are harvested. So I'm going to set this, grab the header for this, and then set it loose on those fields while I go and harvest our first first bit of sunflower. And I've got that harvester already rolled over there. Let's see, I'll give that another wash to clean the header. Always good to have your tools start out clean so they don't get, so nothing gets gummed up during the harvesting process. So that ought to be wide enough to get everything, and on a worker, and we'll get out of there. Okay, so that is going. So now I'll get back over. Like I said, I do have this other harvester sitting over here by this field, and I'm going to start in this field over here because it's the one that's right next to the silo. And if I take some of this out, then we have more room to maneuver back there. So when we're going to dump things off in the silo. So okay, we are on our way. Question is, how much yield will we get from this field? We'll have to keep kind of a, probably not early on here, but you know, as we get more of this field done, we'll have to keep an eye on what our total is down below, because I do want to try and catch it when we get to, well, I almost said 17,000, and that's what we needed last time, but it's actually once we reach 12,000 this time. Yeah, and when I was editing the footage from the last video, I seemed to have a little bit of a glitch in my matrix, you know. So I was when I was talking about the levels that I thought some of those crops were at, I just kept popping out the 250,000 liter mark, and I'm not sure. I know that at one time there was about 250,000 liters of something, and for some reason that has stuck in my brain, and so I could not get away from that in the last episode, even though obviously I was talking about the soybeans being around 250,000, and they were about 333, something like that, and I'm not sure exactly what the soybeans were at. I thought they were probably around the 250,000 realm as well, but I have a feeling they were more up a little bit over 400,000. So I think we were already about halfway to our 800,000 liter goal. Yeah, I think we're definitely going to make our 12,000 in this field. We're already up over 5,600. Will we even be able to make a headland pass on this? We're over halfway there now, so okay, 86, 88, we might not make it all the way. Because we've hit 10,000 now, and we haven't, we've still got quite a bit of headland to go, so. I do love these wide corn and sunflower headers. Something so satisfying about seeing that much crop being harvested all at one time. So yeah, in the last episode, I did get all the fields that I said that I was going to reseed in soybean. Everything that we harvested last time, everything that needed lime, lime was added to. I seeded soybean. Oh, I wasn't paying attention, and we've gone over, a little bit over our 12,000. That's okay. Just because it's a special occasion. I'm going to excuse me while I blatantly run through the crop there again. And I'm going to go around here. I don't know, I almost feel like I should pipe in some orchestral celebration music or something in here. That should be it. Yep, sunflowers now. So sunflowers, sugar beet, and sorghum are all done. We're harvesting corn right now. We need, let's see, yeah. Okay. Yeah, we don't even need 200,000 liters. Hopefully, I can make what I need off of those fields, and we'll be done with our corn today too. So, yeah, we are much closer. Well, I'll just do this. I'll just go from here. Since I'm here anyway, since I'm going to be driving by it, might as well go ahead and take a little bit more off. Since I am, completing this, since in my mind I had more to go, and a longer span of time ahead of me to finish out some of these, I hadn't been really doing a whole lot of planning as to what would come after this series. I've been playing on 25, just off camera and kind of exploring some of the maps and different scenarios and things like that. I haven't decided whether I want to do just a simple Let's Play or a survival or maybe a vintage. I think a vintage series is a little bit unrealistic at this point, because the finding enough vintage machinery that I would want to use at this point is still a little bit lacking in that. They've got some vintage tractors, not a whole lot of well, it depends on it. I guess it depends on your definition of vintage. I know some people have said, hey, the 90s was a few decades ago now, so can we call that one vintage? And I personally have a hard time conceiving of that, because of course I lived through that time, and also a couple of decades before that. So something in my brain has a hard time accepting, you know, the 90s as vintage. Also, I am, you know, quite honestly, I am not all that familiar with, you know, the certain years that certain tractors and implements and things like that first came out and you know, saw the light of day. So if I was going to do that, there would have to be a lot of research on my part before I could do a whole series with it and everything, depending on, and have to define what I was able to use and what not to. So that one's probably one of the most unlikely. You know, or there could be, it could be another sort of role play. You know, I've done on this one. I've done a little bit of role play. I've also kind of done a little bit of. It's been a bit of a hybrid. I've done role play, but I've also stepped out of it to kind of, you know, talk to you about in real life kind of things, like talking about playing FS22, like I'm doing now and everything. So it could be something like that, where I'm kind of, you know, give you a little bit of a storyline. It's a loose storyline, and we kind of go with that, or it could be one that's even more immersive. So I had to start, you know, doing some serious thinking about what map I might want to partake of next in 25 that I had not planned on quite so soon. I'm gonna miss just a sliver down through there. Edge out a little bit more, make sure I get all this on the outside. Do not want to go have one of those things where you leave a little bit on both sides. So anyway, you know, as far as the rest of these sunflowers go, everything else in this is profit. It looks like our other header has, or other harvester rather, has finished work. So I think what I will do is, when I get down around this corner and get down to the end, I'll line the harvester back up, and then I'll get out and go and move that other harvester over to the next cornfield. I don't want this video to end up quite as long as our other one. But we have already reached one goal. I will probably do a little bit of maybe a time-lapse montage. I did a little bit of that in the last episode, but I'm going to try. We don't have as many big sunflower fields to harvest today as we had the last time, so well, that didn't take much to get it lined up. I said when I got it lined up, but I'll get it down to this corner so I can start to take off a little bit more. Take some of this curve off. Okay, and I will stop right there. And let's see, let's run over to where our other harvester is and check on the total of that one while I change it over. And then after I get that one going, then I'll probably go ahead and just give you little snippets of the rest of the harvesting. And hopefully by the end of the corn, we'll see if we're done with that or whether we need to plant more, and that will determine kind of what we plant in these fields that we're vacating right now. So we are up only at 33,154 liters. So I am that, and that was a single field, and this is a double. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get. We'll get closer. We are definitely not, I think, going to finish out our corn. So let's see. I hate planting the same thing. You know, these are going to be the two biggest fields that I really have left. Now, I do have a field over here of soybean that was previously planted, and it was planted not too far after the corn, so it should be be just about ready. Maybe one more episode, and we'll be ready on that. Um, so. So more than likely this one will go in corn, and we'll see what our final total is on the corn, I guess, and that'll determine if we maybe sow these fields back in corn. Maybe all of those, all or at least some anyway, of all of the outer perimeter ones that we're harvesting the soybeans out of, or the sunflowers out of. And then I'm not going to plant any more soybeans, and I still need oats as well. But oats grows pretty quick. I'm not too worried about that. We're going to have to probably artificially pass a little bit of time for the soybeans to grow, because they are another slow-growing crop, and probably not going to be a whole lot to do in between. So anyway, I will continue recording, and I will throw this into a time lapse for you now. I'll see you in just a little while. Okay, here we are. We have finished or the worker anyway, we rode along with him, finished the last, we'll go around this way, since we won't have to deal with that big hill in the center that way. But anyway, the worker finished that, and we have ended with 106,589 liters. So just over 100,000 liters off of those two fields. And as I predicted, that will not get our total for corn. We will not be able to finish that today. That's a little disappointing. I was hoping it would be a little bit closer than that anyway, but I don't know. Just hoping for a super yield off of those fields. So anyway, we will put that in, and then we'll try and calculate about how much we have left. I can't remember what the number was before. It seemed like we needed, let's see, I'll go around this way so that my pipe will go out the right direction. We don't have to worry about running over any crops. Because these fields have been cleared already. Just wanted to swing out far enough that pipe wouldn't hit that light pole. I did hit it with the ladder on the red harvester, in the last episode. So. Okay. Okay, that's all of our corn from this harvest anyway. Okay, corn is now at 470, I'm sorry, gosh, wow, I'm getting really dyslexic on this. 742,748. So we need less than 100,000. So theoretically, I mean, assuming that we get the same kind of yield that we got from this harvest. Now we had a single field and the double field of corn, and that gave us 100,000. There was about a little over 33,000 liters on that single field, which I believe that means that that if we replant that double field in corn, even though I hate to do the same crop twice in a row in there, but you know, we're getting down to our final crops here. So if we put corn in that double field that we just harvested, that should complete the corn. And then all we have left is soybeans, of which we have planted quite a few of those, and oat. So it basically means that I could plant that single field that we just harvested. I'll go ahead and leave that harvester here. I've got the other one running on this field over here. A worker has finished that. And as usual on this field, they have missed a little bit. Let's see, anything that way? No, it's just these little pieces up through here. So it means that, yeah, all these extra fields around here, the single field that we harvested the corn out of, and the single field that we will harvest the soybeans out of, maybe in the next episode. All of those technically could be planted in oats. And then I mean, who knows? Then when all of those crops are ready, we may end up having completed all of our goals. Well, the corn has to grow, the soybeans have to grow. Both of those are slow growing. I am not going to get any of these fields turned over in this episode. One, because I'm trying to keep it a little bit shorter than some of the past ones. Also, as you can see up on the information bar there in the top right corner, we are expecting another Martian weather anomaly that I do not film during, or I do not record. So I am going to have to cut things off a little bit early today. I am hoping to make it all the way through and get these last two fields here, and I'll have to wait until next time to sow those fields. But you know, that's okay, because you haven't gotten to see a lot of the sowing and rolling and stuff like that, because I've been in such a hurry when we have days when we harvest and everything. I've been in such a hurry to do that. A little bit that we can't get over there, but I've been in such a hurry to do that normally a lot of the seeding and rolling and liming and stuff like that is something that I either have put in a bit of a time lapse, and maybe I will in the next episode anyway, or it's something that I do off camera after I've finished recording. So, but anyway, since we are nearing our end on this series, maybe I can get some feedback from all of you. If you have any FS25 maps that you think that I should do and do a recording of, that are currently out, or depending on when you watch this, maybe new ones that are out that I haven't seen yet at this point anyway. And also, if you could tell me, of those things that I listed, kind of what kind of series would you like to see? I mean, I've done, like I say, I've done a little bit of role play stuff on this one. So, would you rather there be just kind of a free let's play? Oh, and heck, one that I didn't even list. Do you just want me to stop talking and just do a whole series of just time lapse? I personally don't like the full time lapse videos quite so much. But this is kind of about what you guys are. Oh, I planted a little bit of soybean off in this field. Well, that'll get corrected when we resow this field anyway. So anyway, I won't make you watch me harvest the rest of this field, even though it's small. I will cut to, and there's a bit that I am going to have to come back and get it at some point anyway, so I might as well do it now. But I will cut to a point when we are selling everything after we have our sunflower goal completed, and the rest of this can just be sold. I will check back in with you when we are selling. Okay, we are done with our harvest, and I am headed over to the sell point. And we will see. We ended up, after what we put in the silo over there, into the colony food storage, we had 67,000, is that 899 liters, so, oh, hit the wrong key there. Okay, let's sell that and see how much we actually make. $153,056. So we're up a little over 22 million now. So okay, and I think that is where I am going to leave it off today, because like I say, we do have one of those Martian weather anomalies on the way. And so I will probably go ahead and roll this into October for next time, and hopefully we won't have any unplanned weather during that time. But this field right here will be replanted in corn, and everything else that is currently empty will be planted in oats. And I think so, like this this field here, all those ones on the outside that we did, all of those will be oats. I think the next time this soybean field is going to be ready to harvest, and then that will have to be turned around, and we'll kind of gauge. Maybe we'll go ahead and plant oats in that too. It'll probably give us more oats than what we need, but better safe than sorry. So anyway, I want to thank everybody for watching. If you could help me out by going down below and hitting the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell if you want to be notified about more videos like this in the future. And by all means, please leave me a comment and let me know what kind of map in FS25 you would like to see me play, or what type of play you would like to see me do. And with that, I will see you all next time. Bye for now.